Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of live counter review using technical analysis. For today's session will be the same as usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar, followed by the indices and commodities. Then some of the sectors like the FANG-M, US US banks, as well as the semicons. And then lastly will be the EV sector. Then last but not least will be the counters that you have dropped in the Q&A below. So without further ado, I'll begin. So for this week, quite a lot of events still in the economic calendar is going to be taking place. Tomorrow we'll have the S&P Global US manufacturing as well as services PMI data. That's coming out at 9:45 p.m. Then on Wednesday, we'll have durable goods orders. That's at 8:30 p.m. Then the usual core inventories at 10:30 p.m. Then on Thursday, we'll have the GDP data. I think that will be important at 8:30 p.m. Usual jobless claims at 8:30 p.m. as well. Then after we'll have some retail inventories at 8:30 as well. Okay, then going to Friday though, I think that will be the most important one. We have the PCE data. So that's the Fed's preferred measure of inflation that's coming out at 8:30 p.m. So the market will be looking at that. Then over at 10 p.m. we'll have the Michigan inflation and consumer expectations. So that sums up the economic data for the week. In terms of earnings wise, this week will be the heaviest lot a lot of yeah, it will be a heavy earnings week as well, with a lot of names like your Tesla, Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta, some of the big names that will be coming out with earnings this week. So yeah, just do take a look at some of the counters that you have. Probably they might be reporting earnings results this week. Yeah. So next I'll move on to the indices and commodities. So first up, I'll talk about Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin last week we saw some continued pullback. So after the breakdown of this uptrend support line over here, then on Monday we saw it break down to retest the support zone over here, which is around the 59K, 61K zone over here. Then we saw some slight rebound. In terms of this week wise, I think largely we'll still remain kind of range bound. I think it might go a little bit higher it might do a retest of this breakdown over here, as well as which is confirmed with the breakdown of this support over here as well. So I think near-term resistance wise will be around 68K this level over here. If it does a retest of this breakdown, then I think afterwards it will likely pull back and just continue in a bit of a range bound pattern over here for Bitcoin. So I think yeah, for Bitcoin likely I don't expect big movements, probably some range consolidation going ahead this week. Next one is on Dow Jones. Okay, Dow Jones one, compared to the other two indices, is one of the better ones for the past week. So you can see on the whole of last week, it kind of just a lot of open high and then close low, but then the lows is actually quite maintained over here around 37.7K. So this 37.7K level was actually this prior resistance level over here. It's still holding as a support. So and on Friday we had this green close over here. Also with that, looks like it could come out of this downtrend resistance line. So I think if you can continue the momentum in the start of this week, I think we could see some sort of a bounce for Dow Jones coming this week. But I think it will be to retest these breakdown levels. So the resistance will be around 38.1 to about 38.4, this zone over here, I think. So I think I expect some short-term bounce, but likely to still face some resistance from the recent breakdowns for Dow Jones. Next up is Nasdaq. So Nasdaq had a very bearish week last week. So yeah, after breakdown of this support at 15.8, then we had a gap fill over here, 15.5K, and then on Friday we saw continuation of the bearish momentum. So with that, I think now it's quite near to some support levels. So first one being this prior resistance breakout level. This was around 15.1K over here. And then when I zoom out on the longer term time frame, right? Let me just zoom out. Okay. So I think we are quite near a significant support level. Given that it's quite it's quite near this main uptrend channel support again, which I acted as support previously back in January last year, and then the March lows. And then October over here we touched it, then we had some bounce before going back down lower, and then the recovery upwards. So I think over here at this 15K, 15.1K level, I think will be probably be a good support level in my opinion, for some bounce to take place, with the retest of this channel support as well as the prior horizontal resistance. So in terms of Nasdaq this week, I expect uh probably not too much downside as of now. I expect some maybe a retest over here, then some bounce to take place for this week, with the immediate resistance around 15.4, 15.66, this region over here. Yeah, so that's for Nasdaq. Then next up for S&P. S&P also bearish last week. Yeah, broke through some support levels like 5,050 over here. Then also filled this price gap over here, which is around 4,980. Yeah, so I think with that, it's quite near some the next support level over here, which we saw some swing lows being formed back in February. This is around 492049, 492049, 450, this zone over here. So I think if we can see some bullish candle at the start, I mean some some a bit of a bullish candle at the start of this week, then possible we see some rebound to take place in this week, to actually retest some the recent broken down levels like 5030, 5060, this zone over here. Yeah, so I'm expecting some technical bounce to take place for the indices this week. Just my own opinion. Okay, next up is on gold. So I think gold recently the momentum has kind of slowed down. Since this candle over here, we haven't seen new highs being formed. So last week we didn't see any new high being formed. I think currently it's trading in this broadening ascending wedge over here. I think today we could see a breakdown taking place after recently price has rejected around 2390 area. So for gold, I expect some short-term pullback to retest some prior support levels like 2,300, around 2,300 to about 2,330 area over here. We might see a bounce over here, then kind of consolidate for a bit, since that the recent bullish momentum is kind of fading out for now. Yeah, so probably some short-term pullback after a very strong run for gold. And next one is on WTI oil. So oil, I think recently some weakness as well. After a consolidation over here last Wednesday, we saw a breakdown take place over here. Then on Friday, after the news of the Israel sent the text, did a text where there was a spike to actually retest this, but then subsequently it closed lower. So that's also indicative. Looks like currently is a bit bearish momentum taking place for now. So expecting some pullback to retest around 79.5 to about 81, this area over here. So 81 will be this range support over here. Then 79.5 is a key support. Given that previously this was an inverse head and shoulders neckline breakout over here, as well as we have this uptrend channel support over here. So I think this will be quite a strong support. If oil comes down to this level, there'll probably be a bounce that takes place. So I expect currently bearish momentum, but if we do retest some of these lower key supports, then I expect some bounce and some sideways going ahead for oil. Okay, next one is the VIX. Okay, for VIX, currently for VIX currently we had new highs. We had a high reaching about 21 on Friday, then we came down. So currently it's still finding resistance along this trend line over here. So I expect this VIX to come down a little bit slightly this week to back to some support levels like 17, which it broke out recently lah. And then maybe retest back this trend line support again. So yeah, I think some VIX probably come down a bit this week. Then next one is on copper. Okay, for copper, still very strong momentum. Yeah, so looks like it's managed to break above this trendline resistance as well as the swing high, as well as a swing high back and at 4.35. So currently we tested the next swing high level around 4.55 about there. So we might see some short-term sideways. But if the momentum, if it can still form higher lows along the way, it's still possible to go higher, like given the strong momentum. Next key resistance probably is around uh like close to 4.7 about there. So that's for copper. So that's for the indices and commodities. I'll move on to the sectors. First sector I'll touch on is the Fang M. Okay, first one I'll talk about Meta. So okay, Meta, one of the counters to report results, I think it's on Wednesday. Yeah, some pullback in terms of momentum. Price wasn't able to hold this support at 508 over here, and we saw a pullback to retest this support level at 475 to about 480 over here. So this yeah, some retest of lower support levels. For now, I think we might see some a bit of a bounce take place, but likely to face some near-term resistance still from the recent breakdowns lah, like at around 495 to about 500 is the price recent breakdown area. So I expect some near-term resistance over here. So maybe some slight bounce for Meta then it meets the resistance again. Then we'll see how it goes after the earnings. Next one is on Apple. Okay, Apple also very weak momentum last week. Broke below this 168 support level. It went to retest the 165 October lows over here. So I think for start of this week, we might see some sort of a bounce if this support holds. But current resistance likely to be coming from this 168 level for the time being. So maybe some slight bounce before meet some resistance again and kind of sideways afterwards. If it continues down, right, then the next support level will probably come around, I think will probably come around closer to 161, 162 over there. Yeah, so this for Apple. Okay, next one is on Amazon. Okay, Amazon also last week there was a significant breakdown of this rising wedge last week. Happened on Tuesday, Wednesday. Then price also broke below the $180 level, which is a prior range resistance lah. So I think for now, we might see price come down a little bit lower to retest this range support level around 172. So current support 172 to about 174. Then maybe price could do a bit of a bounce, slight bounce afterwards. But likely to find resistance from the recent breakdown at 178 to 180. Yeah, so maybe some retest over here, then some sideways afterwards as well. Okay, next one is on Netflix. So Netflix was largely still trading this blue color uptrend channel over here. Then after the earnings came out, there was a strong gap down 9%. So I think for now looks like bearish momentum is likely still likely to dominate for now. As of Friday, we tested this first level of support around 555 about there. The price kind of sideways previously after the earnings in January. So I think if this can't hold, right, likely we will see price come lower to retest the next level at close to 537 about here. This was when price gapped up after the earnings. Yeah. So you might see some continued momentum downwards for Netflix for the time being. Looking at the longer term picture, right, I think it's it still might be a bit high for Netflix for now. Look at the long term, this blue color uptrend channel price actually was kind of overextended, and then after these earnings, we have price gap down back into this channel over here. So it's something. It could be something similar to what we saw in July over here, where there's this a bit of overextension after the earnings. There was a gap down, then price kind of had kind of weak momentum and retraced back towards the low channel support over here. So over here, we still might see some bearish momentum continue to take place for the time being for Netflix. Okay, next up is Google. Okay, for Google, I think yeah, some weakness as well. Price pullback towards this channel support again, and then confirming this horizontal level 150, 154. Then we ended the week over there. So I think for this week wise, the key way to see whether support comes in at this level, it needs to have some bullish candle to come in today. Then we might see some bounce back towards like 150, 159. If not, if it takes out the lows of last Friday, then we might see continued pullback lower towards uh like 150 about there. The next horizontal prior resistance as well as the recent swing low support level. Yeah, then afterwards will be like 146, 147. Our earnings also coming out this Thursday, I think. So that will play a part in the price as well. So I think short term wise for Alphabet, the key will be to see whether the start of this week, I mean, you can see some bounce to take place or not, whether it holds the lows of last week. Okay, then next one is on Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft also similar to Amazon, there was a breakdown of the key uptrend channel over here, 400 about 420s. Then also I saw a price kind of break down this trading range over here of the support at 418. So currently we trace back towards the first level of support at 4398 over here. If this holds, we might see some slight bounce taking place. But I think near-term resistance-wise probably is around 407, 408, this area for now lah. So we might see some resistance coming. The next one is around 412 about there. So you might see some slight bounce if the support holds, then it just trade sideways a little bit. Also earnings coming out this week. Yeah, but if let's say these cannot hold, right, then the next support level will probably come at sorry, where is this? 390, then followed by 383. So these are some key levels to take note. Okay, so that's for the FANG M. In general, yeah, showing some weakness with the Nasdaq down quite a bit last week. Yeah, but a lot of them will be reporting earnings, so let's see how it goes after this week. Next sector I'll talk about is the US banks. So I'll start with the XLF first. So US banks last week saw continued pullback, but some recovery as the week went by. So currently some support back at this swing low around 39.8, and I think we could see some slight rebound, but likely you still find resistance ahead lah, at around 40.8, 41 area over here. Yeah, so probably some slight rebound, then some pullback again. So I'll go through the big four banks, see how they are doing right now. First one is on JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, after the breakdown of this uptrend support line over here, last week found some support at this support level 179, then doing some rebound currently. Okay, so I think for now it's entering a first level of resistance at this 185 level. There's some 185 is the first level of resistance. It can clear, then next one it could go is around 189 to find some resistance, which is also around the high of this gap down candle over here. So it might just retest the high, then kind of trade sideways for the time being. So that's for JP Morgan. Okay, next one is Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America, after the after a pullback, it went to retest back this trend line support over here. Then at 34.5, also this prior horizontal resistance did some bounce. I think currently went back all the way back to retest this 36.9 this range breakdown level. So it's likely to find some resistance over here. Then you might just kind of pull back a little bit or sideways going ahead first. Now, so that's for Bank of America. Okay, then the one that was the strongest one was Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo after the earnings, it managed to hold this support level, went back into the range, and then Thursday, Friday, it broke out of the 50 highs of the 50 range resistance. So I think currently it's the new all-time highs for this counter. So it's the strongest one out of all the banks right now. So I think it could still carry on this momentum to trade higher. Yeah. Given a very long period of range consolidation, and then after earnings will go up. So likely I think price could still continue to go higher. Okay, next one is on Citigroup. So Citigroup, last week we tested this support zone over here at around 57.5 about it. And we saw some slight rebound take place. I think could still see a little bit of rebound to retest the recent support level breakdown. Then you might see some rejection ahead. So that's around about 60.5 perhaps. We had this horizontal level breakdown over here of this support, and then this will actually do a retest of this uptrend support line breakdown as well. So maybe price could go a little bit higher, then it pulls back out thereafter for the Citigroup. So in terms of US banks, I think we saw some slight rebound towards the end of last week. Yeah, it might, but I think in my opinion, likely to retest some recent support level breakdown and kind of pull back sideways thereafter, with the exception of Wells Fargo, which is actually the strongest out of them to make the new highs. Yeah. So the next sector is semicons, which were the biggest losers of last week with heavy sell down towards the end of the week. So first out looking at the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, SOX. Yeah, last week we saw from Wednesday there was a breakdown of this support level 4,600 M. It went down and broke. On Friday it broke this 4,400 level as well. Yeah, so that's for the SOX. I think near term wise, if it continues to go down, I think should be able to find some support around 4,200 about here, this horizontal level. Given that quite a sharp fall over here, likely to see it could retest this level, then do a bit of a bounce at least first lah. Yeah, given a sharp fall over here. Yeah, so I think maybe could find some support around 4,200. Then near-term resistance is around this 4,400 to about 4,500 area. So that's for the SOX. Okay, then in terms of the individual counters, first up, I'll talk about NVIDIA. So NVIDIA last week, we saw the real bearish momentum came in on Friday. After the first half of the week was actually also pulled back, but then it was holding this 830 support level over here, this horizontal support. But then on Friday, we saw the breakdown over here. Also, it was powerful breaking below this 775 level, this horizontal support level as well. So with such a bearish candle as well as the high volume, I do think you could still see a bit of a downside ahead. With to maybe retest this next support level at 740. So this will be next support to take note, 740, see if it holds. If it doesn't, then we might see some gap fill take place. So over here there was this earnings gap between 690 to about 740. So that 690 will be the next key support level to take note for Nvidia. So 690, 740 for this week. So let's see whether it can hold the 740 lows if it does retest this. Yeah, then short-term resistance wise, I'm looking at between 775 to about 775 to about 800. Yeah, so that would likely be the short-term resistance lah, given after the breakdown of 820, 830. And next one is on AMD. AMD also still continue on to be bearish, so we're still seeing price very weak momentum. Last week dropped below this 151 previous resistance level. So I think we could still see some a little bit of a downside in the near term. Next support level to look at is around 143, then followed by 40, 143, then followed by about 135 about there. So that's for AMD, the next two support levels. Near term resistance wise, first up will be around this 151, 152 area. Yeah, then next one is around 157. So I think, yeah, so near term wise, it's still some resistance as well, with such a strong bearish momentum. Okay, next one is on TSM. Okay, TSM after the results last week, looks like there was a breakdown of this bearish flag over here with a gap down. Also then currently broke through one level at 130. Then currently is still holding the next support level at 126. So if 126 cannot hold the next stronger support level, I would think is probably close to about 118, 119 about here. Over here, then if the price actually does test over here, then we might see a bit of a slight rebound take place. Now over here is still quite a strong momentum downwards. I think especially after the flag breakdown, we might still see the bearish momentum continue for a while with a strong momentum over here. Yeah, then near term resistance will be around 130 to about 134 about there. Okay, then next one is Marvell. So Marvell also not looking good. Following a range consolidation over here, there was a breakdown on Monday itself. Then also the Wednesday onwards couldn't hold this 68 level, this prior resistance, couldn't as a support anymore. So price came down, also broke below this 63 swing low as well. So I think we could still see continue a bit of a downside for Marvell. Next support level will probably come in around, next strong support level probably come in around, let me see, 59, about there, 59. Yeah, 59 for about 57. So that's for Marvell. Yeah, I think after after there was a breakdown of this key support over here, right, where it was two swing lows. I think likely we're gonna see the price come down a little bit further lah. Also, volume is also increasing these few days. So I think likelihood is that the selling momentum is still pretty strong currently. And next one is on Micron. Okay, Micron also broke down the range between 117, 119 about there. Afterwards also, okay, currently we tested this 107 lows lah. So this was first support level. Let's see whether it's able to hold. Hold over here. They might do a bit of a rebound if it can hold. But near-term resistance wise will be around, I would guess, about 110, 111 about there. Yeah. Then if you can't hold, then likely we're gonna see this gap being filled out, which could come down lower to about 102. And next one is about 97, 98. Yeah, so that's for Micron. Still quite weak momentum as well. Okay, next one is on Broadcom. Okay, Broadcom also Wednesday onwards saw a breakdown of this range over here. Then went on to retest first level of support at 1,200. If this holds, we might see some slight rebound. But near-term resistance wise, probably around 1,250, 1,250 about that, 1,250 to about 1,280 level. Yeah. Then if this gives, but if 1,200 give way, we might still see momentum come down to to test 1,140, the next support level over here. I think we might still see price come down further. Still no signs of any bullish candle coming. Also very strong volume on Friday as well. So likely we might still see some bearish momentum continue to set in for Broadcom. Then next one is Intel. Okay, after Intel, I'll go through ASML also. Intel still very weak lah. Still just keep on dropping over here. Then I think likely to come down to these two support levels. So this first one is around 33.5. Next one is around 32 about there. So yeah, previously this was quite 33.5 is this swing low support, and then previous some resistance over here. 32 is closer to this stronger support level, which is acted as a good support seen from June to October of last year. Yeah, so I think price could still come down to these levels. Then afterwards, then we might see some bounce if some bullish candles start to come in. Then next one is on ASML. ASML also bearish last week, broke below 930 over here after the earnings. Yeah, so then after that also broke below 890 support level. Yeah, currently retesting this support at close to 860. So I think if we can hold this level, we might see some bounce take place, but I think limited to about 880, 890, we'll see some resistance coming from these recent breakdowns. Yeah, so still very strong bearish momentum as well. Next support level is around 825 from this gap up candle from the earnings in January. Yeah, so this for ASML, still very strong momentum. So in general, for the semicons, yeah, last week was a very bad week for them. But I think once we see the bearish momentum kind of settle down, then I think if you are interested in buying the dip, then I think there's likely to be a bit of technical rebound wave coming afterwards after a very strong sell down. So I think if you're interested in this kind of in the semicon counters that you like, then I think you can wait for a bit of the sell down kind of stop for a bit, then at support levels, then I think you can consider to try for some technical rebound. So this is my opinion. Last sector I'll talk about is the EVs. Okay, I'll start with Tesla. Okay, Tesla also reporting earnings. I think it's tomorrow post market. Yeah. But before that, we are seeing some weakness continue already. Okay, so last week broke down a few levels. So first one was the breakdown of this 160 support level on Tuesday. Then also broke down this descending wedge trend line support over here, which has been a springboard for price to bounce from a few times, about 3 to 4 times. Then you can see over here tried to hold, but then the next day on Wednesday we had this bearish candle. Then on Thursday there was this gap down that broke through already. Then just nice 152 also was this April swing low last year as well. So I think currently with that we are likely to see price come down further. Currently pre-market is about below 141. So I need to look back at the prior support levels and see where it's likely to go next. Yeah, so next support level to look at probably is around 136, 138 over here. That's one level. Then the next lower level will probably become around 125, 127 about there. Yeah, so that's for Tesla. I think I expect the momentum to continue for a while. Yeah, then we see after the earnings how it goes. But for now, still no any sign of bullish stopping candlestick coming to stop this bearish sell down. Yeah, then next one is on Xpeng. Okay, Xpeng, I think it's still very weak over here. It's still seeing, I think should be a recent new lows. Yeah, so I think could still see some continued momentum down to test the next lower supports like 6.2. This was October 2022 lows. Yeah, so I think for now, like you still see the continuation of the downtrend over here. And next one is Rivian. Rivian also new all-time lows after the breakdown of this horizontal support. Currently, it's kind of sideways, so it might be building a bit of this bearish flag taking place between 8.3 to about 9. So it's still, if there's a breakdown below 8.3, likely you see further downside. The next one is on NIO. Okay, NIO also, yeah, still very weak. Still, we tested 3.8. Also broke down below this trendline support. Yeah, still no signs of any bearish stopping candle over here. So next support level it could go down to is maybe 3.2, 3.3 about there. Then follow next one is around 2.9 to about 3 lah. So that's for new inject. Yeah, the EVs are also showing very weak momentum. Okay, I see a question in the chat. I'll address that first. Should we after May to buy those heavy sell down tech stocks? Okay, I think yeah, let me try to load up Nasdaq. Okay. I think when look at, I think probably we are going undergoing probably a correction probably for now, since that we are about currently is Nasdaq wise we are almost 8% down from the peak, so quite close to the 10% definition of correction. When you see the what happened previously in past the recent corrections like the March last year as well as August to October last year, there was a bit of a kind of a small bounce. I mean, there was a how do I phrase it? Two waves down for the correction. So there was a first pullback, then some bounce, then another pullback before the market recovered. So this was back in February to March. Then in August to October there was a 5 wave lah. So one, then some rebound, the third wave down, fourth wave bounce, and fifth wave down before market recovered. I think currently what we are seeing is probably like the first wave down. And then looking at Nasdaq, in my opinion, is quite close to the 15K level is probably a good support level lah, over here based on the chart. So I do think there could be some slight bounce taking place this week. Then before another wave could come again, if it follows history lah. So that's for Nasdaq. So I think if you are very aggressive, then I think you can consider to buy in this first wave lah, to capture a small rebound if you think that we're likely to see some technical rebound in the short term. But if you are, let's say, a more conservative investor, I think you could wait for maybe the bounce and then another wave to come down first, before to buy in. I think to look at, another thing to consider would also be the big tech results. That also play a part to see how the index will go this week as well. So a lot of uncertainties still. I think if you are deciding to buy in the big tech names, I think another useful thing to look at might be the fear and greed index. So let me load that up. That's something I look at also to see whether it's quite a good place to buy or not. So historically speaking, at extreme fear levels is definitely the best time to buy. Currently, we are still in fear. 32 is on a rating of 0 to 100 lah. So extreme fear is 0, then extreme greed is 100. So fear is currently to, yeah, we are about here. So technically, if you are looking to buy, I think once you reach extreme level, extreme fear, then it's probably a good time to buy back in see September, October last year. Then I think could be some time to accumulate before we enjoy the rebound in the market. So I think this is another tool that can use. I'll drop this link down in the chat if you're interested to check it out. Yeah. Thanks for the good question. Okay, I'll start to go through the individual counters. First one is MSI. Okay, MSI, I think, yeah, recently pulled back from this range and then enter back into this main uptrend channel over here. Currently stopping at first level of support at 399 over here. So I think this needs to hold for some rebound, but I do expect a lower high to be formed with the recent breakdown. So probably resistance could come in around 345 to 347. If these lows cannot hold, then likely we could see the stock price go retrace further towards like close to 330 about there before some good a very stronger support level will come in. From this prior resistance and support level. Okay, Microsoft I went through just now, then SMH. SMH is the VanEck Semicon ETF. So I think for the semicons for now, yeah, breakdown for this SMH broke down to 112 this support level. Currently, I think it could come down a little bit lower to maybe like 195, 196 this level before it does a bit of a rebound. Yeah. Then next support levels you are looking for lower levels to enter will probably be this 185, 186 over here. Yeah, then short-term resistance will probably come in around about 203 to 206. Yeah. So this for the SMH. Okay, next question is on Adobe. Adobe, yeah, still very weak for now. Some sideways over here, trying to hold the 470 support level, but think could look like it could still go lower lah. Still no very bullish signs here. So if this there's a break below, then could still go lower towards close to 440, 450 about there over here to maybe fill up this price gap and retest this prior resistance. Okay, next one is on Enphase. For Enphase, I think we could still see some continuation of bearish momentum recently. So I think this could be a breakdown of a of a flag over here. Especially this support and resistance at 119, 120. So expecting price to kind of pull back further to maybe fill up this price gap to retest this support level at 98, 99 in the short term. Yeah, then maybe some bounce could take place afterwards. There's also, I think, earnings coming out this week. Next one is Palo Alto. Okay, Palo Alto kind of sideways for now. I think still some weakness because of the still seeing lower highs being formed. Recently still 285 is the resistance of now. And price is finding support at around 270. So maybe some sideways kind of range for now for the time being. The next one is United Health. United Health rebounded after the earnings release. So actually hit first level of resistance at 497. next resistance level, I think that will probably be more significant if it continues to go higher. Will probably come on this trend line resistance, as well as a retest of uh this prior support level breakdown. This is around 515 about there. So I think if it comes up to those levels, then maybe you find some rejection pullback. But for now, at this level of resistance, we might see some sideways over here for the time being after a strong run. Then near-term support will probably come around this 485 level, this range support uh, over here. Okay, next one is PayPal. Okay, PayPal, I think some slight weakness recently with the breakdown of this support level at 64. Sorry, and then I think we could see a bit of a slight pullback further towards um previous resistances like between 61 to 62 over here. Yeah, given that breakdown over here. Yeah, so I think maybe some slight further pullback for PayPal. Then for Visa, I think still some weakness. You can see we have tried to hold at the 273 support level, but then towards the end of the week, there's a break below. So I think we could still see further pullback towards to retest this 266 over here, this support level. If it continues the bearish momentum, also results coming up soon. And next one is Mastercard. Mastercard also similar story as well. Broke below. It stayed a while at the first level support around 463, 464, but then broke below. So I think could still find further pullback towards like 450 as the next support level. 450. Then afterwards, below 450 is 440. So that's for Mastercard. Okay, hi James. First one is on your questions on Disney. Okay, Disney for now currently pulling back to first level of support. 112 over here. Now we might see some bounce take place in the short term. Near-term resistance probably come in at around, I would say 115, 117, this area. Probably resistance coming around it. And if you're looking at lower support levels, I think next one is around 109. Yeah, 109. So expecting some slight bounce, then maybe some sideways movement afterwards for Disney for the time being. The next one is on GE. GE kind of sideways over here, but I will expect some pullback to take place. Price kind of break down this support level of 152 on Friday. So I'm expecting some further pullback towards maybe like 143, 144 over here to retest this resistance. But there's also earnings result coming soon. So let's see how it goes. Then SMPS is Synopsys. Okay, Synopsys. Yeah, recently also pulled back, also broke below this 527 support. I think could find a little bit further pullback to like close to 500. There might be some support coming in from the retest of this prior resistance over here as well as this swing high. But still no sign of any bullish candlestick coming in. And then lower support level will probably be around 493 for Synopsys. Oh yeah, next one is SMCI. I won't talk about it. SMCI. Okay, I think probably will be very interested after the strong sell down on Friday. So yeah, still continuing on in this downtrend channel over here. Also with the sell down, price broke down of this 883 support level on Friday. Breaking below this 830 as well. Then close to this swing low support at 8695. So I think today will be interesting to watch whether this 695 is able to hold at some as sorry, this is 692 here. 690 about there, whether it can hold at some support for a bounce. But I think overall with such a strong momentum, I think price could overall still pull back kind of further to retest this channel support lah, which is might be around close to 600 about that. Sorry. Yeah. Then yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is very high volatility counter. I think if you're interested, then you can take the risk. I think you can consider trying at 600 over here if you see some weak coming, yeah, to show some buying. Yeah, but overall for now still very strong bearish momentum. Okay, next one, MSTR. Okay, MicroStrategy. I think over here reached one level of support. We tested this 1230 level. Then price for now is kind of sideways over here. So for now, it might sideways a little bit over here. With near-term resistance around 1330 as a resistance level about there. So I think we'll just kind of sideways for a while. Okay, next one is the TLT. TLT. Okay, we tested the around the 88 level, this support over here. So I think over here is one support level. Yeah, currently it's still holding. So I think for now it might sideways a little bit over here. If some resistance, probably resistance is around 90.3 for the time being about here. Yeah, so I think this one you see how the 20-year yield is doing. 20-year yield was currently a bit sideways from the resistance 4.9. So I think for TLT wise, likely you see is either sideways or a bounce upwards, I guess. As long as this resistance of the 20-year yield holds, then TLT is likely to still be holding the support. Okay, next one is on McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, I think some rebound could take place. Looks like bullish divergence as well as a bullish crossover at MACD. Recently, price has been holding out in the range, and then recently we are seeing higher the high takeout list range resistance of 270. So I'm expecting some slight bounce to take place to retest recent breakdowns of maybe 275 to 278. Yeah, 275 to 270. Okay, next one is on Pepsi. Okay, on Pepsi, some rebound taking place. Really quite strong rebound. Also taking out this resistance at 171. So I think with that, it's back at the this 174 resistance level. Yeah, so it might still continue to go higher a bit to retest maybe this 176 highs, then it might just pull back a little bit afterwards. Also results coming. So let's see how it goes afterwards. Okay, hi Bu Xiong. Your counters are Vista Energy. Okay, Vista Energy, I think nothing too much has changed last week. Still kind of sideways. There's some support over here 40.6 is still holding. Yeah, then probably continue in a bit of range for now. Also, I think earnings coming out this week. Then NCLH is Norwegian Cruise Line. In Norwegian Cruise Line, we tested this we tested this 16.7 support, then we did a rebound. Yeah, but I think we'll kind of sideways over here for a while because resistance for now probably is around 18.6 to about 19 over here. So some resistance nearby lah. I think so might kind of sideways for a while. Okay, then for Marathon Digital, we tested this support level at 14.6 over here. So but near term wise, slightly still finding resistance from like 17.5 about here lah. So I think probably some sideways movement for the time being. Okay, next one is on Palantir. So Palantir last week broke down below this 22.3 support level after some sideways. So I think with that, it went down to retest the next lower level of support, 20.3. So these holds, we might see some rebound, but likely is that resistance in the near term will be around this 21.3, 21.4 level over here. Then it might just sideways for a bit. Then if the next lower support level will be around 19 about there for Palantir. Overall, still continue on the downtrend for. Okay, next one is on Nike. Okay, Nike some rebound after clearing the 92 level over here. Also then went to retest this 95 this gap down highs over here. So I think could pull back, likely to pull back a bit, then sideways afterwards. Like I think it's probably gonna form a bit of a range for the time being. Okay, next one is on Hershey. Okay, for Hershey, we tested this support level over here, 181. So I'm expecting some rebound to take place for the time being, but then near-term resistance-wise likely to come in around 188, 189 over here. Yeah, then probably just sideways a bit afterwards. Okay, next one is on Snowflake. Snowflake broke down this 151 support level, then went to retest the next support 145. Right. So I think if the pullback continues, we could see price go a little bit lower to retest maybe 141 about there. This one is on EA. EA. But still trading in this downtrend channel. Currently, we tested this level 126. Yeah. Over here, if this holds, we might see some bounce, but I think resistance will probably come in around 128, 129 for the time being. And if it closes the gap, then probably come down to be like 124 then for a bounce. Yeah. I think maybe some slight, if you can hold this level, maybe some slight bounce, then could come down lower again. Next one is on MSCI. MSCI currently retesting this 500 support level. Might see some slight bounce ahead. Resistance wise in near term about 518 over here. And then also earnings coming out tomorrow. Let's see the chart goes afterwards. Okay, next one is on Twilio. Twilio recently broke down this range. So of the support at 60. So I'm expecting some further pullback to retest this this lower support at 56 again. Then might just bounce from there. Okay. Then next one is on flowers. Okay, flowers broke below this 8.8 support level, but then kind of sideways afterwards. If you can recover back above this 9 level, you might see some bounce back to like 9.3 as the near-term resistance. Yeah. Okay, then next one is on Melco. I think Melco quite bearish for now. Breakdown 6.8 is this horizontal support that has been holding price. Also below 6.5 about there. Okay, let me see where's the next support level. Okay, the next key support level probably comes around 6, which was a prior range resistance and a swing low over here. The next one is around 5.5. Yeah, so maybe some continuation of the momentum towards these two levels. Okay, next one is GEHC. I think some continuation of bearish momentum currently. Yeah, with the lower highs over here. So I expect price to continue its pullback towards a retest of this range breakout previously. This was around 82, about there. Then maybe we find some bounce. Yeah, then near-term resistance is around this 86 level. Okay, next one is GE Vernova. GE Vernova. I think it's probably gonna trade a bit of range bound at the moment. Price after this pullback bounce, then we have lower high. Then Friday also resisted at 140. This swing high again. So likelihood will come down. Likelihood is that it comes down back to retest the support at about 129 about there. Then you might find some support again. Could find some support from this possible uptrend line support over here as well. So I think this is how you might play out. Okay, this one is on RTX. Okay, RTX, I think in general still trending quite well upwards. Let's see if I can draw a channel over here. About here. So yeah, still continue on in the uptrend channel. We currently some sideways from the retest of 102 resistance. Yeah, but I think overall, if you can break out, then likely to see the higher highs being formed. That might take the next resistance, maybe like 104, 105 about there. Okay, hi Wenjie. I think great question. So you asked, do you have historical technical data of how each month perform generally for different sectors? Can you give a feel of how this in the future, how well do they hold up? Okay, I think I can get this data from from office tomorrow. I think from Bloomberg Terminal can get the sector seasonality. I looked at it before, but I haven't really studied in depth. So I think I can get that for you. I can wait. I can drop you my email. You can maybe email me this, then I'll send you send you the findings tomorrow once I get the data. I drop my I drop my email in the I reply my email to you. Yeah, you can drop the question to me. Thanks. Great question. Okay, I think we still have about 10 minutes. I think we can feel free to drop some more questions you have in the Q&A. Yeah. Then I'll go through. Okay, so first up is MTC, MM Tech. Okay, for MM Tech, I think it's still quite range recently. Still managed to hold this 1.55 support level. Near term wise, I think the resistance will be around is 1.7 as well as 1.85 about there. So yeah, still some range bound, but some range bound for time being. But overall trend lower lows and lower highs lah. Yeah, this is for MM Tech. Then CETX is Semtrex. Okay, Semtrex last week looks like break down this support of the 3.2. So I think we could see a retest of like 2.9 this horizontal support, then you kind of bounce again to do a bit of sideways. But overall trend is still lower lows and lower highs. I think might also have this downtrend resistance line acting on it as well. Okay, next one is on Teva. Okay, Teva recently continued to pull back after breakdown this 13.6 level over here after the double top. Currently at the first one level of support at around 12.6, so I'm expecting some bounce to take place. With near-term resistance slightly around 13.1, 13.2 about here. Then it might be just sideways or continue to pull back afterwards. Yeah, next lower level of support down will be around 12 to about 12.2 for Teva. Okay, this one is BNGO. Hey, Bio Nanogenomics. Yeah, I think it's the new all-time lows. Yeah, so I think likely is that uh we could see continuation of the bearish momentum. Yeah, given how it's looking at the moment. In recent breakdown, still no sign of any stopping candlestick to show the stopping in terms of bearish momentum. Okay, this one is on Carrier Global. Okay, Carrier Global, I think currently retesting this support level at 53. So about there, I'm expecting some sort of bounce to take place. If you can hold this support. Yeah, then near-term resistance wise, probably is around 50, close to 55 about there. Yeah, also earnings coming on this as well. Yeah, so I think that's all for the counters. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'll drop the survey link in the chat below. Give me a moment. Okay. Hi everyone. Okay, feel free to fill out the survey form if you have any feedback to leave about today's session. Yeah. Also feel free to join our P3 community on TA if you haven't. You can just post your questions anytime during the week. Then I'll answer when I see them. And also feel free to join our Podiums TA Telegram group at Podiums TA as well to find more TA posts I make time to time. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining today's session. Hope everyone has a safe trading week ahead. There's a lot of volatility as well as earnings coming out in the market. So please take care and good night, everyone. The next session is on 6 May. So yeah, next week there will be no TA session. The next one is on 6 May. Yeah, so good night, everyone. Take care and I see you again. Bye bye.